Good morning and welcome to beautiful Sydney and Manly Beach for the FIVB World Tour of Beach Volleyball in an absolute breathtaking part of the world. Sydney, New South Wales and the northern beaches, the harbour, the lifestyle, it is all absolutely first class. And someone who is also absolutely first class, welcome Kerry Pothast.
Welcome Jonathan too. Jonathan Fogarty, our commentator extraordinaire. Really excited to be here today for the Women's World Tour of Beach Volleyball, the finals day.
Absolutely, couldn't be more excited. Some semi-final action to come at you first. Looks really nice down there, but we've been a bit tricked, Kerry, by the conditions over the last couple of days. The sun is shining, there's a bit of sea breeze, but it is hot and sticky on court.
Absolutely. It's probably low 20s at the moment, but in that court it's like a little box. There's not a lot of breeze in there, and I'm calling it a little hot box. You can see there it's only 24. Well, that's a nice, beautiful temperature for the beach, but in that box, no breeze. You've got the wall of Manly, the boardwalk, you've got the corporate areas around it, the grandstands, and it's very hot in that court.
Well, it's picture perfect. We've got a wonderful women's semi-final coming up. The Australian combination, Maria Fay Artacho del Solar and Taliqua Clancy, up against the Austrian combination, Katharina Schützenhöfer and Lena Plesi-Uchnig. It should be a wonderful first semi-final.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to this one. The Aussie girls, they've only dropped one set so far, but we've got two semi-finals on this morning as well. We certainly do. Japan, Futami Hasegawa up against Wang and Jia. That'll be semi-final number 2. Here's a couple of good-looking roosters on the sand. Welcome Steve Hart and Randy Stoklos.
Oh, thank you very much, guys. You are absolutely beautiful to be saying those nice words on what is a beautiful day, and the great Randy Stoklos joins us as he did all day yesterday. Randy, the weather's amazing, but today it's Ladies' Day. You excited?
I'm very excited. The girls have been playing a long and arduous tournament. It's bright, beautiful, sunny and Manly Beach. It's in those low 20s, but it feels a lot hotter out here.
We know the Australians are favourites to take this out, and of course there's a big crowd turned up here to see if they can do that. We're talking about Maria Fay Artacho del Solar, Taliqua Clancy. Can anyone stop them?
I don't think so. They're playing the top-notch volleyball. Taliqua Clancy, one of the top volleyball players in the world, really carrying her team, and needless to say, playing very, very well.
All right, we look forward to your comments right throughout the broadcast, and we're going to throw it right back to you, Kerry and John.
Well, thank you, Steve Hart. Thank you, Randy. I like our spot. They've got a pretty good spot too, but wherever you are around the world of volleyball, hope you're ready for a really exciting day. Some semi-final action and then, of course, bronze and gold medal matches. So, Kerry, wow, can anything stop Fay and Taliqua? I guess that's the question.
Well, probably the only thing that will stop these two at the moment, they're on a bit of a roll, is nerves. You know, semi-finals, they bring a few more nerves, a few more butterflies. Austria have got nothing to lose. You know, they just put it all out on the court. They don't have the home ground advantage. They don't have anybody to please, I guess, whereas the Australians, everything is on their shoulders. And, you know, first up, first thing on a beautiful Sunday morning, let's see if they can start off well. Looking good. Bit of defence. Maria Fay's already getting sandy. We'll see her getting a lot of balls. And again, see if she can put this one away. Austria with a chance now. Oh, they did well. Austria did well. They got the good set on the net. Australia was just a little bit not perfect in that first set.
Well, we are well and truly underway here in the first women's semi-final. Katharina Schützenhöfer and Lena Plesi-Uchnig. This is Plesi-Uchnig, a great first rally. They're all going to be like that, Kerry. This is going to be a very long day for one of these teams. Absolutely gut-wrenching stuff for the first rally. Folks, we play the best of 3 sets. You win 2 sets, you win the match, you go through to the gold medal game. The loser of this semi-final, they'll play for the bronze later today as well. This is Taliqua Clancy going for that trademark jump serve of hers. Plenty of snap on the ball. Fay really busy already in defence. She loves playing defence in this sand.
Unbelievable defence from Maria Fay that time. She was going for the line shot. The Austrian girls saw her move, went across the court, and Maria Fay was still able to change direction. So great start for our best defensive player, I guess, at the moment on the beach in Australia.
Absolutely. 2-1 the scoreboard now. So Australia 2, Austria 1. Austria in the green, Australia in the yellow tops.
Gets another great touch. Taliqua will give her a good set.
Oh, but a little touch. I believe that was Katharina Schützenhöfer, the number 1, has got a sneaky little touch. She threw a despairing arm out of the ball, and the Australian girls were not expecting that. You see the pick up from a partner in defence. Gee, it doesn't matter how you get it on the sand, does it?
That's a couple of errors from Austria now in serve, so taking all the pressure off the Aussies. The Aussies just playing defence at the moment, not having to side out. Easy play for the Australians now to get a chance to play defence and make another point.
That's a nice roll shot. That's perfect.
Nicely seen by the Austrians then. Maria Fay went pretty early on the line shot, so left the court wide open.
So running up into this match, Kerry, you talked about our Aussie girls on the right of screen. They haven't really had too many really stiff matches. As you said, they dropped one set only against the Japanese team at the start of the tournament. But more broadly than that, they've had such a good run in tournament play coming up to this event, haven't they?
They certainly have. They've won 3 gold medals on the Asian Tour. As soon as they got together, there was just win, win, win. They didn't drop a set for about the first 6 weeks of tournaments. And they came out here. They dropped their first set of their first match here in Australia in this World Tour event, and I think that was nerves. So like I said, if anything that will get them, it'll be nerves. But right now they're not showing anything like that. They're starting off really confidently. Austrians having a couple of lucky plays, but the Austrians not really putting any pressure on Australia just yet.
Very early stages, folks. You're watching women's semi-final #1 on the FIVB World Tour of Beach Volleyball. You are on Manly Beach in beautiful Sydney, New South Wales. I'm joined in commentary by Kerry Potas. We've got 5-time world champion Randy Stoklos down on the sand, so I feel like I'm surrounded by greatness today. And certainly that is not a roll shot that she'd like to see again. But for Schützenhöfer and Pleziuchnik, they need to just play their game and not be overawed by the moment. I guess the semi-final, Kerry, you're the away team against the host nations team. Not necessarily a huge crowd in yet, not a lot of atmosphere, so this is maybe a good time to spring an ambush, I would think.
Could be for the Austrians. I doubt whether there's many Austrians around Manly at the moment that'll be out cheering for them this early. It's a Sunday morning here, it's very early. Most of the locals are still getting their coffee, walking their dogs along the beach and just enjoying the sunshine. So we're waiting for the crowd to file in by this afternoon for the finals. It's going to be very loud. So, well, if anything, if yesterday's men's medal matches was anything to go by, this place was absolutely pumping. So I can't imagine a Sunday afternoon at Manly Beach to be any different. Exactly, exactly. So this is a chance for the Austrians maybe to sneak a lucky win in, but right now they're making a few too many errors, so they're picking the right things. A back set, yeah, they would have got them off balance, the Aussies. There was no one home, but just not executing that.
One of the things I've really liked about the play of the Aussies, they don't get that point. Fay seems to be really dialed into the weather conditions here. She understands the beach, and from either end, she seems to bring up a lot of tough serves. She really knows how to serve around this place. Yeah,
she's got a great float serve, Maria Fay. She sees the court very well. Just like that, she saw the opening, didn't execute, so maybe that was a little nervous choice right there. She had an opportunity. She probably normally would have either hit that or set to Liqua. But, yeah, so I think that Fay's serving's really going to cause a bit of havoc once she gets it going.
Oh, there's a tough serve, just catching the net, but Fay responds beautifully. She's so agile. The Austrian girls play good defence, but Clancy says that's enough of that. Just being able to be, you can't imagine what it must look like from Talika's view of the world. She just has the amazing reach and amazing vision, and can just, seems to have the ability, Kerry, to say, this point's over, I'm seeing the shot, I'm just going to take the shot, and she's very hard to stop.
Yeah, she has a lot of grace on the court too. She's very stable for a tall lady. She's not that strong in her legs, but she has a lot of stability in the stand. You know, you can see she's a slight build, but she's incredibly deceptive of how well she can manage her body and just able to turn and still be in control of her body, turn and make the right shots, see the court, and of course, like you said, hit from such a high reach. Very Kerry Walsh-ish.
That's a good analogy.
Yeah. And then Maria Fay, probably very Misty May-ish.
There you go. It's a good balance. I wanted to ask you about that as the Aussie girls go out to an 11-6 scoreboard. You talked about these two ladies coming together. They played together briefly as juniors on the World Tour, but they came together recently for the Asian Tour, as you said, and the chemistry seemed to be there from the first time they played. Is that just one of those things? You can't manufacture that, can you?
No, you can't, but they haven't really been pressured yet, and so that's something that as a coach, I'd be waiting to see what will happen, because it's, I guess you can call it a honeymoon period when two players first get together, and they're still trying to work each other out. And if everything's going well and we're winning, and it's all very good and happy, but as soon as there's a bit of pressure, then the relationship will be tested. But for now, we're really happy that they're playing together. They really complement each other and obviously have a lot of skills and tools. And they've been training together in the same program now for a few years, so they know each other pretty well, and they've been playing against each other as well. So they're going to be very difficult to beat today, I believe. And if it gets a little bit windier this afternoon for the finals, Maria Fay is going to be even more in her element.
That really brings her game into it. So 12-7 currently, Austria versus Australia. The Austrians on the left of screen, and a tiny net touch there by Taliqua Clancy at the net. So 8-12. It's not a clear margin yet between the two teams. They are very early in this match, of course. Women's semi-final number 1. Hope you're enjoying it, folks. It is an absolute cracker of a day here at Manly Beach. Winner of this, as we said, through to the gold medal game will be point number 13. So 13-8, we're going to go to a technical timeout with the Australian ladies up by 5. And a really solid start by the Aussies. Mr. Randy Stoklos courtside. How's it looking so far, mate?
Thank you, Jonathan. Well, I really like the comparison that Carrie made in regards to the gold medals, 3-time gold medalists, Carrie Walsh and Misty May. They are obviously playing, the Australians are playing really quite well. And what I've really noticed is Maria Fay, that her opportunities defensively, how low she stays, the strength in her legs, that she can explode out of that sand and get that ball that's only a couple inches off the ground. She's scoring points and playing very, very well right now. They're in tune.
They are in tune indeed. Thank you, my friend. It's great to have Stokey down there on the sideline. He looks like a man who wants to put his singlet on and get out there and have a game. It must be a delight for him to sit back and watch these ladies. Yeah,
very passionate member of the volleyball community. Randy Stoklos, 5-time world champion, has been playing, at the top level. He really was one of the founders of the elite version of our sport, and playing obviously in America on the AVP. Didn't get to play in Olympic Games in his lifetime or his career. Wasn't yet in the Olympics. If he had have, I'm sure he would have had a few gold medals as well.
I reckon he would have dominated a few Olympic arenas in his day. Here's two ladies that have absolutely now understood the pressure of the Olympic cauldron, the Olympic centre court. Both Taliqua and Maria Fay, both making their debut Olympics last year in 2016, obviously with different players. But what does that do, Kerry? You were fortunate enough, good enough to get to 3 Olympics. Once you made your first Olympics, how did the next year go for you in terms of personal self-confidence, and what did that do for your game, having gone through that process and survived and in fact flourished, dare I say?
Yeah, we were fortunate enough to come out with the bronze medal in our first Olympics. So the second Olympics is just you want more, you're hungry for more. And I know Taliqua finishing 5th with Louise Borden. She will be hungry to improve that and get a medal in the next Olympics for sure. All
right, we've got a timeout call by the Austrians down on the sand. Randy, how's it looking so far, mate?
Well, Taliqua Clancy is absolutely snapping the ball as hard as I've ever seen really a woman serve the jump serve. Really putting the Austrians in some defensive positioning right now, and that they can't get even a rhythm into their side out. This team's been together for about 5 years, the Austrians, but last year they took the year off, so they're trying to bring back their game. Right now, they're in a hole, and Australia is looking very, very good.
Yeah, they are looking good indeed. Often Australia and Austria, people get those two countries confused. No kangaroos in Austria, as my Austrian friends keep reminding me. I think that's the only difference. It's interesting, isn't it, Carrie, as we listen to a guy like Randy Stoklos, who's done so much to develop the World Tour and spread the gospel of beach volleyball. To see European nations like Austria or Latvia, as we've got here, not obvious beach volleyball nations. A lot of them don't actually have beaches, but they produce powerhouse athletes and are absolutely competing on the World Tour. It's wonderful to see.
It certainly is, and it's wonderful to see Taliqua smash another jump serve. Oh my God, Randy, you're so right. That's one of the hardest jump serves on the World Tour, but we have so many amazing European teams now. As Taliqua finishes off that play. Great defence again by Australia. Really, like their touch on the ball right now is really quite good. There's no sign of nerves at all. Setting each other up so nicely. They both have really great hands and hands set very, very well. But as you were saying, there's so many nations, European nations, that play beach volleyball now because they've got great indoor volleyball teams. So a lot of these players have had a career as indoor volleyball players. Another big serve, which just, even though the Austrians pass it quite well, it still puts the pressure on you to have to, get a good setup. And with a big serve like that, often when you pass it, there's a lot of spin on the ball. So to make a good set out of a spinning ball is not easy. But that time the Austrians did very well, but the pressure is still on them. There's the hand signals from the Austrians. Not sure what the left hand was with 3 fingers.
Scoreboard now 9-16, will become 17-9 for the Australians, so in a really comfortable position in this first set. It is Maria Fay, Artacho del Solar and Taliqua Clancy, the Australians, up against the Austrian combination of Katharina Schützenhöfer and Lena Plesiuchnig. This is Maria Fay. We just call her M-Fay. She's got one of the longest names in sport. I think she likes M-Fay. We can call her that. She's comfortable with that.
I'm sure she's fine with that. She doesn't mind what we're saying. She's just focused. Look at her. She is very, very focused. Often you can see her smiling and giggling and having a good time. But with Taliqua, she seems just to be a little bit of a different player. She's very focused. She still enjoys the game. She loves to win, as do most players, as the Austrians will as well every time they make a point. But right now, Australia's just dominating. Just too good.
Yeah, just really clinical skills. Good defence. Clancy putting up a solid block, taking out her part of the court. You'll see M-Fay decide late to go line. The pass is perfect, and then you saw a tiny little peek, I reckon, from M-Fay, and then the line shot. So that it's just really clinical skills. Made to look really easy, but that's high quality.
Absolutely.
19-9. Now the scoreboard, the first set is looking parlous at best for the Austrians. At a pick up like that from M-Fay, but they are still in this rally. An opportunity to do something. M-Fay gives it back to him, says, have another go, ladies. Clancy peels off the net. There you go. That's a better play from Schützenhöfer. Gets the ball hard down the line. The block wasn't there, so they scrambled. And as the game goes on, they'll get better. But, gee, they've given a massive lead away in this first set to the Aussies. Clancy not really back, not really forward. 10-19 now. Clancy will hit a left-handed ball. Wow, can hit winners left and right-handed.
Off 1 foot.
Do you mind? 20 points to 10. There it is. That just delightful display of dexterity by T. Clancy. Brings up 10 set points. So there it is. 20 points to 10. The Aussies against the Austrians and the Australian combo have got 10 set points. Clancy will tee off on a serve and absolutely dominates with it. So 21 points to 10. The Australians have wrapped up the first set, women's semi-final number 1, in really comprehensive fashion, Karen.
Absolutely. Taliqua Clancy on that serve. That's got to be about, I'd say, 80, 85k an hour at least. Tough serve.
Absolutely stunning first set. Australia dominating Austria. When we come back after the break, we'll see, can Austria get the next set back, or is it Australia booking a spot in the gold medal match?
Sydney, surrounded by pristine national parks, riverways, stunning water views, iconic beaches, and coastal walks from the north to the south, all with the beautiful harbour at its heart. You'll love every second of Sydney. Discover more at sydney.com.
Welcome back to beautiful Manly Beach and the FIVB Beach Volleyball World Tour Women's Semi-Final number 1. First set run and done. Australia leading Austria. Randy Stoklos down on the sand. That was comprehensive.
Well, Australia is completely dominating this game like I've not seen in a long, long time. They are truly on their game, obviously winning a lot of tournaments in the last month and a half. But Austrians, their backs are to the wall right now. A must-win set for them. They need to turn around this game, make something happen.
Yeah, absolutely right. Thank you, Mr. Stokos. It is MFA to start it up. Of course, a reminder, folks, semi-final number 1, the winner of this match goes through to the gold medal game. The defeated team, they will have to back up for the bronze medal playoff. So it is not the last game for these two teams, but we saw yesterday with the men, Kerry, that, you know, the teams going into that bronze medal game, I don't know, that it's a tough game to go to, isn't it?
It certainly is when you come off the loss of a semi-final, because all you want to do is win that to get into the gold medal match to make sure of a medal. The Austrians, they're really trying everything here, but they're just missing a little bit. That time they got it down with no block, but, you know, Australia is touching everything they're putting out. And if they're not touching it, they're leaving it, and it's going out. So that's a much better swing, much better set. Taliqua deciding to come off.
So underway, second set action, 1 point all. Australia winning the first set. As we said, Maria Faye Artacho del Solar, she's the lady on the left without the hat on. Taliqua Clancy, the tall Queenslander, in the visor. Ladies in green, Austria. Number 1 is Katharina Schützenhöfer, and the number 2, Lena Plesiuchnig. A 2-1 scoreboard in favour of Australia. We've seen T. Clancy serving absolute bombs, so she's really ramped up the service pressure, and that's given them a lot of pressure both at the net and defensively. MFA is running around and doing a good job.
Yeah, again, the Austrians trying to go for the sideline, but just missing. They've just got to get it away from Maria Faye. If they can get it past Taliqua, they've got Maria Faye prowling in the backcourt, so not an easy thing to do. And then when they're trying to play defence, you've got the power of Taliqua, who now shows...
Yeah, that's a no-go.
Power, but you can't do that, unfortunately. That was just lucky for Australia that time, hitting it off the top of the net and really putting the Austrians out of position for that
tough
serve
break.
reception.
Lena Plesiuchnig, the ball hit the net on the way through, completely threw out her body position, and she tried to take the serve with open hands, which is verboten, as they say in Austria. That is absolutely verboten. That serve is not verboten. That serve is wunderbar. Taliqua Clancy just drilling another one, and Katharina Schützenhöfer is going to go clean her sunglasses and see if she can get some clarity of vision, because at the moment all they can see is the Mikasa blurring past them from a great serving Taliqua Clancy.
Yeah, this is the first time I've really seen Taliqua dial it up. She seems really relaxed. Got such a great swing right through the middle. The best serve you can make on the beach, through the middle, hard, between the two players. They've got no time to really sort of say yours or mine. They just have to feel that that is going to be yours or mine, but if it's right in the centre, that often happens, it hits the ground.
What a stunning serving display. Taliqua Clancy really, as Kerry Potthast said, dialing it up. You're going to see a timeout called by Lena Plesiuchnig on behalf of the Austrians. Randy Stokos, you're down on the sand. You said in the first set you've never seen T. Clancy serve so well. I put it to you, sir, that she's dialed it up a notch since then.
Things have not changed right now. Taliqua Clancy absolutely ripping the ball from the backcourt. Those jump serves are just coming at him so fast. The Austrians been put into such a position that they are in trouble right now. They're actually, they haven't even gone into their side-out game. The Australians have put extreme pressures on the Austrians. And Maria Faye, her defensive skills, they are just operating as one of the best teams in the world right now. If they can keep up this, well, there's no stopping them.
There you go. You heard it. A man who's probably seen some high-class beach volleyball over the years. Okay, you've taken your time out, Kerry. You're down 1-0. You're in a semi-final. You've just been absolutely served off the court. Do you play with more freedom? How do you change the tempo of your game?
Well, if I was the Austrians right now, I'd maybe show something differently to Maria Faye, maybe bunch up in the middle. To Taliqua on the serve. I'd maybe bunch up in the middle, or have one player stand more in the middle to give her something different to look at. Anything to distract her from a serve right now.
No,
it doesn't really matter.
Do not adjust your set, folks. It is not a replay. This is an absolute clinic of serving. 7-1 Clancy. This time the ace from the other end of the beach in cross court. It's not easy to flip sides and still keep your serving rhythm, Kerry.
No, it isn't. And there she goes with another tough serve. So the Austrians really haven't had a chance to do very much at all in their side out. Maria Fay, beautiful on transition. But what I love about the Australians too is their setting is really great in transition. Because they're hand setters, they both use their hands more often than not. It's just really precise. So Maria Fay, when she digs the ball too, she digs it to the net. She doesn't just get it up in the air, which a lot of teams do. She actually puts it somewhere that's really easy for her to then get a great set.
How is the rhythm right now, these two as a team? T serving well, getting into the net, getting position, and then just, as you say, that transition ball, the Austrian ladies are really unsure what to do. They are taking the ball so far off the net because of the service pressure, and they know they're going to get it back hard, but they are looking absolutely, dare I say, all at sea at the moment. At 9-1, Australia are absolutely rampant right now.
Talika, another big serve. So nicely handled this time. Off the top of Talika's head, I think that one. Not so good a set, so that's what they need to do, try and keep them off balance, see if the Austrians can get a point.
Ah, there you go. They needed that. They needed that a lot.
And they had to work pretty hard just to get that side out. That was just a side out for them. They've finally got the opportunity now to have a serve.
Katharina Schutzenhofer kind of losing her base, didn't land very elegantly, but she did enough with it to her credit. So, all right, they've broken that serving run. It's now time for them to put a bit of pressure on both at the baseline and the net. Let's see if they can make something happen offensively, but they can't do much about a high-quality cut shot or roll shot, I think that was. So Australia poised and composed. They don't look like much is troubling them right now.
They're looking very, very strong. I think when they finish this match off, which it's looking pretty likely, they'll be happy with themselves, and it's a really good warm-up, I guess, for them to play the gold medal match. Unless Austria have some answer right now, or perhaps the Australians start to think the match is already over and step back a little bit. So for the Australians now, they have to keep their focus. For the Austrians, they have to step it up. And if the Australians do lose their focus, the Austrians perhaps can make a few cheeky points.
Let's see if Talika Casey's focus is still there. That is a delightful roll shot. Such a broad array of options available to the athlete. When you're 6 foot plus tall, really long arms, and the ball is exactly where you want it, Kerry, it's a real canvas for it, isn't it?
Absolutely. Look, and you can see it coming with Talika. She actually telegraphed that shot quite well. That's why the Austrian girl was underneath it. But you just still can't take it. You still can't get it.
See Talika opting for the float serve now. So she's been on that jump serving run. I don't know if that's a petrol saving exercise, but she's deciding to float serve now. So they get it back with maybe a little pressure on it. M-Fay will have to do something really well, and of course she always does.
What I loved about that point there, I think you're right, Talika was a little tired, so she went for the float serve, but Maria Fay just backed her up there. Talika was backing off the net, couldn't get back there. Maria Fay saw the ball coming and took it for her. So
wonderful.
Such great court coverage and vision.
And they seem really, really in sync at the moment as a team. There's another, might as well call it an ace, but this time the float serve. So T. Clancy's serving stats are going to be off the charts in this game, I absolutely guarantee. I don't think anyone has served a ball better this weekend than Talika Clancy, and this is icing on the cake. Women's semi-final number 1. Hope you're enjoying all of the action. You've got Australia and Austria at the moment. Australia are in control of this match. It must be said, there's no way to sugarcoat what is happening out there on the court. It is a 1-set-to-love lead and 13-4 in the second. Australia 8 good actions away from a place in the gold medal match if they can get it done. But sport's a funny thing, Kerry. It's never over until it's over. So, as you say, let's see if Austria can maybe dig deep and do something a little different.
Yeah, it's going to take a fair bit from here. They're looking fairly despondent, like they're not really sure what they can do. They don't have much of an answer. Maria Fay just dropping that one nicely, easily. Talika had a chance to hit that, but I think she's just saving herself and giving Maria Fay a go. So Austria's serve receives pretty good. Hard-driven ball. They're begging for a touch off the block, but it's not to be. So even when their setup is pretty good, they just don't seem to have the same ease of attack that they would like to have had. So Schutzenhofer and Pleziuchnik, 15-4. They are dangerously close to losing this match very quickly, and that's going to make it even worse. 16-4 now. Even the float serves are looking like potent weapons right now for Australia. Well, they've just changed sides now to see if they can do something else. So Katharina really not happy with herself. Maria Fay goes straight back to her and gets another ace. So something's going on. Katarina's just mentally, she's sitting down for the timeout already, perhaps. But that's what happens when there's so much pressure put on you by another team. You can sometimes be put off very easily like that.
All right, 17-4 at the technical timeout. Randy is courtside. Randy, I can't see much saving the Austrians from here.
No, you're exactly right. When you thought that it wasn't over, this game is over. They're just, the Australians are playing at such a high level right now, serving the ball. I've been in this position before, playing a couple teams like Karch Kirai and Kent Steffes early or later on in my career, that you were playing against a machine that you felt like there was nothing else that you could do. And obviously the Austrians are feeling that right now. Even with pass reception, there's no thought of any kind of rhythm right now. They have to get back into this game with the thinking of pass first, and let's see what happens from there.
All right, well, there you have it, Randy Stoklos courtside.
Absolutely agree with Randy. It's really tough. It does feel like it's a machine. And Maria Fay and Taliqua from Australia have been playing like a machine. They've made, I think, one mistake. There was an overset by Taliqua, and that's about it. So, you know, when teams aren't making any mistakes and they're serving like these two are serving, there's an easier short serve there. Let's see if Lena can put that one away. Yes, she does. So
that wasn't a bit of mercy shown by M. Fay there.
I'm not sure. She was just trying her short serve, maybe, you know, and it could be a plan that she's trying that out for later on in the tournament. You know, that's the other thing. When you're beating a team so easily, you can start to try a couple of things that maybe you might need this afternoon in the gold medal match.
Well, let's see if M. Fay's going to show any mercy on the spike. I suspect no, and there you have your answer, folks. 18-5, this golden Australian team of Maria Fay, Artacho del Solar and Taliqua Clancy, who have combined only recently again, are becoming a force in women's beach volleyball. And at 1-11, 18-5 in a semi-final of the World Tour, they are really putting the world on notice that they are an incredible team on the rise. And it makes the Commonwealth Games selection conversation interesting, Kerry Pothurst.
Yeah, it certainly does. We've got a few players vying for that one spot in the Commonwealth Games. Right now, obviously, most people would guess Maria Fay and Taliqua may be that team, but we've still got Louise Grice, who's battling it out with Jess Namo. They've finished 5th in this event, so they're still in the running, as well as a couple of other athletes.
All right, so 19-6 now, Austria trying to hold on or hang tough, but the court craft and the ball control, it does seem like this will be a victory for Australia. It's got to be said, at 1-11, 20 points to 6. Women's semi-final number 1 is really in its death throes, because the Australian girls have got 14 gold medal entry points. It is match point number 1 for the Aussies. M. Fay will pick it up. Here's a swing to put them into the gold medal match. Gets it done on time. You can see what it means. Taliqua Clancy and Maria Fay Artacho del Solar have won semi-final number 1. They are going to the gold medal match, a guaranteed medal for Australia. Commiserations must go to Katarina Schutzenhofer and Lena Plesiuchnig, and they have to shake that off and get to a bronze medal match and come out a completely new team, Kerry.
Yeah, great event, great tournament so far for the Australians. Austria, they really are going to have to lift their spirits to come back and try and salvage a bronze medal. They've got a bit of time now. They can watch the next semi-final. But meanwhile, the Australians, they're just, you know, they almost look like they were cruising, but they weren't cruising. What I loved about that game is they were so focused. Their serving was so spot on. They made, like I said, I think maybe one error. And an overset, it's not often an error because you can joust that. So, you know, such great focus by these two.
And what's really interesting, Kerry, people around the volleyball world will look at this scoreboard over the next 24, 48 hours and won't have seen this match. And they'll see 21-10, 21-6, and they'll say, well, you know, maybe the Austrian team not that great or haven't had a good day. But what it absolutely was about one team taking any power away from the opposition. You know, the Austrians didn't get a chance to play their game.
No, they didn't.
From the service line, they were rampant at the net. So, you know, that is a comprehensive beatdown in any form of the game. But in a semi-final for a spot in the gold medal match, that is comprehensive. Speaking of comprehensive, we've got Mr. Steve Hart courtside for a chat with the ladies right now.
Well, what about that to start your day here at Manly Beach, girls? That was very comprehensive. You must be happy.
Yeah, super stoked. We had a goal, we were on the same page, and we just, went on to do it. And really good teamwork by us. We stayed really strong together, and I trust to believe always strong.
That teamwork, absolutely phenomenal. It is just getting better and better.
Exactly. Every time we go out on the court, we look to improve on our last performance, and it's good that we really stay in our own little bubble and we play our game style, we play our way, and that's what gives us these pretty awesome wins.
You've had 3 wins in a row overseas, back on home soil now. How good does it feel here?
Amazing. Always love to come back to Manly. This is where I started playing, so it means so much to be playing here, and can't wait for the final.
All right, final word, gold medal match, Japan or China, do you care?
We don't really matter. We know they're both really strong teams. We've had some really great games against the Chinese girls, so it'll be nice to come back together and have another fierce match.
It is a very fierce team that we've got coming together right now. Thanks, guys. Back to you in the central commentary position.
Well, Mr. Steve Hart with a couple of really bright, smiling faces. Kerry, that is delightful. We're going to come back and see them in the gold medal match. But for now, we're going to take a break. Hope you're enjoying the coverage wherever you are. When we come back, you're going to see semi-final number 2 for Tami Hasegawa from Japan against Wang and Xia from China. But for now, semi-final number 1, done and dusted. Australia through to the gold medal match.
Sydney, surrounded by pristine national parks, riverways, stunning water views, iconic beaches, and coastal walks from the north to the south, all with the beautiful harbour at its heart. You'll love every second of Sydney. Discover more at sydney.com.